Hey everyone. So I want to talk about some saving tips and things that I'm going to take into 2023. My savings goal did not work this year. It was a complete disaster. I had so many expenses, car expenses, registering my car, trips, and all these expenses that I was definitely living above my means. Okay, I'm gonna just say that right there. I knew where I went wrong, swiping my credit card. I knew exactly where I went wrong. So going into 2023, here are some things that I'm going to do differently. First things first is establish a sinking fund early on. I realized with me and my personal finances, when I establish a sinking fund mid-year, it works. But then I'm like, I should have started this in January because this would have been working better if I had started in January. So I realized I was spending a lot on trips, spending a lot on car expenses and gifts and all these things. And it's just like, why didn't I save for this early in the year? And yes, I know this year I'll be getting a salary increase and along with an annual bonus, but I just want to take in consideration my current salary. So I already use 5 accounts that I'm always using. I have my PNC account, and then I also have Cash App and Apple Pay, and I'm going to tell you how you can use Cash App and Apple Pay coming up. So I bank with PNC Bank, and of course it has, with the virtual wallet, it has 3 accounts. Now this is not a sponsor video, but it should be. So with the PNC Virtual Wallet, you have 3 accounts just with the debit card. So you have your spend account, which when you swipe your card, your money is coming out of that account. Then on the app, you have the reserve account, which is like a short-term savings account. And then you also have the growth account, which is, you can consider it like a long-term savings account. So in my 3 accounts with PNC Bank, of course, I'm going to use my checking account for regular spending. But with that second savings account, which is the reserve account, I'm going to use that to save for trips. So I have 2 trips coming up this year, and I really want to save for that starting in January. I have a cruise in December, all the way at the year end. So I really want to start saving for that now. Of course, I am accruing my points on my Chase Sapphire preferred card, but I still want to save money for my trip. So I'll be allocating $150 a month just to that second savings account so I can save for trips. My third savings account is the growth savings account with, again, the PNC Virtual Wallet. And with that account, I'll be saving for my apartment. So I'll be moving in about 6 months again. So I'm going to start saving for my apartment expenses in that growth savings account. Now, I did decide to open up a emergency fund account, but this time I'm going to be using a high yield savings account. And the high yield savings account that I will be using is Marcus by Goldman Sachs. So this is an account that I found that I fell in love with just looking on TikTok and Instagram and all these social media outlets. Marcus by Goldman Sachs is an online savings account, and it provides a 3% annual return. So with that being said, of course, I will be getting an annual bonus. So I decided to put a lump sum to start that account off in that online savings account, which will essentially be my emergency fund. And I would like to save for that, save towards that emergency fund monthly, and then hopefully get to a decent goal by the end of December. Now this year my goal was to save $10,000. That did not happen. So we're going to be realistic and reasonable and start out with $5,000, which is something I can do. Now next, I know everyone uses the Cash App and Apple Pay and all of those types of cards. Now with Cash App, I do have the Cash App debit card, but with that card, I do sometimes swipe that card, but I also like to allocate funds just to sit in the app. for my phone bill. So I have Verizon for my phone bill, and at the end of the month, it's automatically deducted from my checking account. But I want to make sure I have those funds there. So I transfer $50 every time I get paid to the Cash App basically, and it just sits there. I don't need to swipe the Cash App card. I don't need to use it. I'm just sending those funds there because I need to see where all my funds are going. This is just how I operate. So if I'm sending money to my Cash App card, then I send it, and then it's just sitting there, and then when it's time for the automatic payment, then I will just transfer the money from the Cash App card back to my debit card, and everything's clear. And then lastly, we have the Apple Pay. So Apple Pay, I'm not talking about the credit card. I'm just talking about the Apple Wallet that's on your phone. So with the Apple Wallet that's on your phone, I would use that. For me personally, I'm saving for my car expenses. I don't have to get new tires this year, and any maintenance that comes up, maybe like an oil change or anything else that I need to spend on for my car, and gifts. I'm saving for gifts early. So with that, I will be saving $150 a month, but I would just be transferring $150 from my checking account to Apple Pay, which is on my wallet. All you have to do is make sure your debit card is linked up to your Apple Pay and transfer that money, and you can transfer back to your debit card. Sometimes it says instantly, of course it's a fee, but if you do the 1 to 3 business days, I always do that option, and it normally just takes 1 day. So if I transfer early in the morning on Wednesday, it'll be in my account Thursday morning. So that's everything that I'm going into 2023 with. So I hope my savings tips help, and really just categorizing your expenses and your savings and make sure you can visually see where all your money is going, I think is a great and important tip to be financially successful. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you soon.